Good morning. It is Monday, May the 15th. Welcome back. Good to see you on this Monday morning. And it's been a great weekend, especially for our graduates here at HCC. You know, we had 3 graduation ceremonies that took place over the last 2 weeks, and it culminated with the one that happened on Friday, which was our main commencement at Energy Arena. One person who was there, Dr. Nicholas Cox. He is joining me as my co-host this morning. He's the History Department Chair. Nick, it's good to see you.
Thank you, Todd. It's good to see you as well. And graduation was wonderful. It's great to see the students have their accomplishments commemorated. It's good to see those happy families. I also like to thank the faculty as they bring the semester to a close.
That's right. It's what it's all about for our students, you know, getting in, getting out, going out there in the world, getting a job or continuing their education at other institutions. So a lot of them were there at the graduation. I know we had, I think, total 2 ceremonies and around 3,000 graduates. Do you remember the total count for the morning ceremony that you were at?
That sounds right to me, Todd. And that's a pretty consistent number year to year, but about 2,800 to 3,000 every year, split over 2 ceremonies. So, 1,000 or 1,500 students at one ceremony. It's a big event.
Big event. And I've got to say, HCC does it well. I was at Texas A&M last week attending their commencement ceremonies, and they only had about 400 in the college that I was viewing. But they, compared to what we do, we do things very well here with the graduation ceremonies. I got to hand it off to Dr. Shantae Grays and her team and the whole graduation committee. It really, when you compare other major universities, what we're doing here, I can say, Nick, we're doing things right with our graduation.
I agree. And a graduation ceremony at A&M with about 400 is sounds like a nice compact event, but I imagine they have one for every college in the university. So instead of having 1 or 2 ceremonies like us, they have 10 or 15.
Oh, yeah, it's stretched out over a few days. We want to thank everyone joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. Nick, we're here about every morning when HCC is in session at 10 a.m., but they can also catch us anytime in social media and also on HCCTV.
That's right, Todd. We're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page and on YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and HCCTV at noon and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, Nick, stick around. You'll be interviewing this next guest. We're going to introduce Dr. Jing Sun. We're continuing to highlight and spotlight HCC's 2023 NISOD Award Winners for excellence in teaching and leadership. And Dr. Jing Sun is an HCC chemistry professor. Good to see you, Jing.
Hi, good morning. Good to have me here.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hearing all about your award. So sit tight. We're going to be with you in about 10 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. All right. We're going to kick things off. It is Mental Health Monday, and Stacy Auld is joining us now. She's a chaplain, director of spiritual care and education for Houston Methodist Hospital, and our Mental Health Monday guest. Welcome to the show, Stacy. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Todd.
Now, your annual report story, Water in the Desert, recently covered the training program for hospital chaplains, saying the clinical pastoral programs brings hope and relief. Now, let's begin with giving us an overview of what really spiritual care is at Methodist.
Sure. So I serve as the system director of spiritual care for our Houston Methodist system. So all of our hospitals across the Houston area. We have about 120 employees within our department serving as chaplains in these clinical spaces, all embedded in all of our units across our hospitals. We also have chaplains who serve our corporate employees, so more of a workplace chaplain, and also a chaplain to our physicians organization. So part of our mission at Houston Methodist is to provide a spiritual environment of caring for not only our patients and their families, but also our staff. So our chaplains seek to provide that emotional and spiritual support for all of those people.
Tell us exactly how your staff works to serve the patients' families and the staff at Methodist. I mean, is it something where the patients can ask for your services, or do you guys stop in and introduce yourselves? How does that work?
It's all of the above. So when patients are admitted into a hospital bed in a hospital room, they may be asked if while they're here, they want to see a chaplain. A nurse or another clinician may, just through their care of the patient, may kind of pick up on some distress, some emotional distress, spiritual distress, and they may make a referral to us. And then our chaplains are also, because it's part of our mission and we're a faith-based institution, we really just kind of knock on doors. If a chaplain's not responding to a referral or end-of-life situation, they may just pick one of their units they're embedded in and start knocking on doors and just introducing themselves and letting them know that we're here to support them while they're in their hospital, during their hospital stay.
What is the education program that staff goes through for these services?
Yeah, so we hire board certified chaplains, and most of our chaplains are certified through either the Association of Professional Chaplains or Spiritual Care Association. And the main requirements for being a board certified chaplain is to have a master's degree in theology or psychology or something, but it has to have about 24 hours of theology as part of the degree to be approved. You have to have gone through 4 units, which is 400 hours of clinical pastoral education, which is an accredited training program specifically to train you as a professional chaplain. We have one of those accredited training sites here at Houston Methodist. So does all the other major hospital systems in the Houston area. So you go and you get your formal accredited training through CPE, that clinical pastoral education, and then you have to be endorsed by your own faith tradition. So it doesn't always mean ordination because we're such a diverse group of people in the world of chaplaincy. You know, we have humanist chaplains, Muslim chaplains, Jewish chaplains, Christian, of all different denominations. You know, ordination doesn't necessarily translate across faith traditions. So you just have to be endorsed by your faith tradition and then sit before a board that reviews, especially for APC, the Association of Professional Chaplains. We have to articulate 31 different competencies in chaplaincy to be board certified. So those are the basic kind of high level requirements to be functioning in this kind of position within a healthcare setting.
You kind of answered my next question was, I guess you do have, because you have a wide array of faiths and religions that come through the hospital system. Mm-hmm. And it seems like you have specific chaplains that can cater to all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think, basic code of ethics in our training as chaplains is we're trained as interfaith chaplains, if you will, that I have the ability to be able to hopefully meet you wherever you are in your faith journey. And then if what maybe my presence and ability to maybe connect with you as a chaplain is you'd be better served by someone of your own faith tradition and you don't have your own faith leader within the community, then I'll do my best to bridge that for you and to help find a Muslim chaplain or a Jewish chaplain. But a lot of times with the skills that we learn as chaplains, as interfaith chaplains, we are able to meet the needs that the patients have here in the hospital, even if we don't ascribe to the same faith tradition.
If someone is interested in maybe becoming a chaplain, or exploring this journey in their professional career, what would you suggest to them?
So the first step I would suggest is starting by being a volunteer. That we have a really robust, and we're growing and developing an even more robust training program for those that feel called to visit the sick. A lot of people within their own communities of faith within Houston, feel it's part of their mission and their own faith traditions to serve and visit the sick. And so we love having lay people from the community come in and work alongside of us as professional chaplains. There's no way that we could see all the patients that come in and out of our doors. And so to have a robust volunteer program really does support our team and our department. And so I would suggest in any part of the Houston area, all of our hospitals are located all over. We have volunteer training programs at each one of those hospitals. And I think that's a really great way to see what that's like. We'll give you enough training to hopefully make you feel comfortable knocking on a door and going into a room and encountering somebody that that may be of your same faith tradition and may not be, and just being a good listener, practicing those good listening skills, and then knowing when to identify moments of spiritual distress that may benefit from a professional chaplain coming in, maybe later that afternoon or the next day to make a more targeted follow-up. But getting your feet wet by seeing what that would be like, just how comfortable you are in the hospital setting doing that. Volunteering is a great way to find that out.
And you're talking about the spiritual care volunteer program, is that correct?
Yes. One of the things, all of our hospitals have a volunteer program right now. Before COVID, we probably at our medical center location, we had 80 volunteers a week coming in to serve. They would come for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day, or once a week they would come in, and we had them on a schedule. And so, as you could imagine, like having those 80 people come in really does enhance and support our professional chaplains. Just to give you an example, at the Med Center, we have close to 1,000 beds at our Houston Methodist location in the Med Center, and we have 13 professional chaplains that are embedded and rounding in those areas. But there's just no way for them to see everyone. And so those 80 people were really helpful. Well, when the pandemic hit and everything kind of shut down, this has been one of the things that's been a hard thing to get people comfortable again coming back into the hospital setting, as you might imagine. But we are now we have an opportunity now to develop a much more comprehensive training program so that people feel comfortable, they feel safe, and they feel equipped to volunteer alongside of us and come into our hospitals, because we know that we know what a difference that makes. I mean, when people feel heard, they feel supported. Medical professionals walking in and out of your room are there to do their job, and they've got to quickly move on to the next person. And so to have somebody come in and really be able to sit with you and spend time with you and to listen to you, to validate your feelings in that moment, your fear, your anxiety, it really does become part of the healing process for people.
Well, Stacy Auld, she is the chaplain, director of spiritual care and education at Houston Methodist Hospital, and our Mental Health Monday guest. We're going to share your information in our social media post where people can learn more about your volunteer program and your spiritual care and education program. Thank you for joining us, Stacy.
Thank you for having me. Y'all have a great day.
Too. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Nick, who's got a special guest, one of our NISOD Award winners.
That's right. Thank you, Todd. Dr. Jing, HCC chemistry professor, West Houston Institute fellow, and now NISOD Award winner. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Well, congratulations on yet another award, just on the heels, I understand, of the League of Excellence Award 2 months ago. Tell me a little bit about that League of Excellence Award.
Yeah, so the League of Excellence Awards is for people who has innovative teaching and innovative mindset. And, these days we talk about these innovations all the time, right? Schools needs to innovate it, and also the instructors and the students, that's also important to the students. So fortunately, I have done a lot of work collaboratively with WHI, Ideas Academy, LSAMP program, and also I was able to kind of adopt the concept of the creative identity into my classroom teaching, so the students can also expose to these innovative mindsets and can be ready, to go.
Well, great. That sounds wonderful. I understand that at least a part of the Excellence and NISOD Awards are for innovations in the ways that you've been integrating game-based learning in your classrooms. What is game-based learning, and how do you implement that?
Sure. So game-based learning, a simple way to explain it, I would just say learning through playing. So basically the way I introduce to my classroom is I ask the students to choose the most challenging topics they have learned during the semester. So they have freedom to choose whatever topics they feel like the most difficult and they want to spend more time on it. And after they choose the topic, then they do a review and they create their own test bank. Then they design them to a game. And then they can to play the game with their classmates and give each other feedbacks. And during the COVID time, everything was online. So I was studying this game-based learning back in COVID, but we didn't get the chance to see each other. So the students actually meet outside of class and go into cafeteria, park, and play the game and give each other feedback. And potentially they form the study group. That actually helps them a lot because peer-to-peer learning is also very important, especially during the COVID. Then after COVID, we went back to in-person, and this semester we got the time to play the game inside of the classroom. And the students are all very excited, and they actually purchase the gift and bring it to the class, and they divide to 3 different teams, and they competed with each other, and whoever wins, and they got the prize. So they actually very creative. They kind of developed the game from board game, card game, electronic version of the game, like online gaming, and also Jeopardy. It's a very good tool for the review session, and also like storytelling, emerging type of game. So they give you a story and you ask type of questions. So it's very involved and interactive.
Well, I think a lot of our faculty would love to design classes that are fun, that incorporate innovative technologies, that incorporate gameplay, but they're very worried about the coverage of content or the setting aside of traditional assignments like exams and essays. How would you encourage a faculty member to get over that and start innovating and playing games anyway?
That's a very good question. That's also what I have struggled in the past semester. So the first and the second semester, the students play the game outside of class time, so it doesn't actually use the class time. So I was be able to teach all the materials during the class time. So specifically this semester, I use 1 class time for them to play the game. It's more like a review session anyway. So instead of me doing the review, I ask students to play the game and present their review sheet and play the games all together. So it's sacrificing 1 class time, but it's okay because it's the review session anyway. Yes, you're right.
That sounds great. Yeah. That way they can play the game at outside of class, play the game during review time. You still have time for your content coverage or your traditional assessments.
Right.
Well, Dr. Sun, let me switch topics here real quick. I see that you are also very involved in the creation and implementation of OER, of open educational resources in chemistry. Can you tell me what kind of OER resources you guys are creating and using and how that impacts the student's experience?
Yeah, so we actually have 3 chemistry faculty get together, join the Innovation Fellow, and we all teach Organic Chemistry 1. And during that time, the students have to pay $90 just for the lab manual. So we felt it's a lot to the students, especially for HCC students. So we want to lower the cost for our students. They still need to pay the the textbook, but at least they save the cost for the lab manual. So during that time, that was the COVID time, we started to work together and plan the grant. And Dr. Garg and Dr. Singh and I from chemistry department worked together to develop these lab manuals, which is completely free for the students starting from fall 2022. We did a pilot trial in spring 2022 and received good feedbacks and also some feedbacks for the corrections. So we made these adjustments over the time based on all the comments and suggestions we received. So starting last for all the lab manual for OGO 1 will be free for the students. Not only us, we also have other chemistry faculty work on different chemistry subjects. So all our lab manuals will be free for the students in our chemistry department.
Yeah, that'll create a tremendous amount of savings for students to use HCC created OERs instead of paying $90 for a lab manual.
Right. Let me add one thing. We also work with a graphic design instructor at HCC to create these animations so that students can actually play these animations and before the lab so that they will be more prepared when they arrive at the lab.
All right. Well, I have another question for you. Maybe the last question. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the LSAMP or the LSAMP program. I'm not sure how you say that, but tell us about that program.
So LSAMP program is actually the program that for minority students from HCC, and they can apply for it. The program actually have 3 sub-programs underneath of it, which is community of experience, community of scholars, and community of research. So specifically for me, I involved in community of experience. So I work with Ms. Pasquale and also Ms. Robin. Both, we kind of work together to develop the curriculum for COE. Basically, they have to learn the innovative mindset, and they're going to do their project using this mindset they have learned, and they can use these, for example, the 3D printers, the laser cut machine, all these things are actually at the WHI. They can use any of these instruments and get trained and use these to implement their project. So that's more like a hands-on learning skill sets and innovation mindsets. And by the end of the semester, students really get benefit from it for all these different perspective learning.
All right. Well, one last question for you, Dr. Sun. As a NISOD winner, are you going to get to go to the ceremony in Austin and receive your big gold medal?
Well, I wish, but I already have plans, so this time I can't make it.
All right, I understand. They sent one to me in 2020 when canceled because of COVID. So, I didn't get to go to the ceremony either. But congratulations, well deserved. Everything you're doing sounds like the innovative educational actions that we want our faculty engaged in. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, and glad to have me here. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you both. We've got some announcements to go through to wrap up the show. Apple Technology Workshop. This free Apple Technology Workshop is provided through the partnership with HCC's Community Initiatives Program and Apple. It's happening from 2 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, May the 16th at HCC's Acres Homes campus. Check our post after the show for registration information. And also, we've got some summer STEM camps offered to the community as well.
That's right. HCC and Verizon are bringing the summer STEM camps to HCC. Middle school students won't want to miss out on the free summer STEM enrichment program. It's part of Verizon's Innovative Learning STEM Achievers project, and it provides hands-on learning in design thinking, 3D printing, augmented reality, social entrepreneurship, and mentorship. Those sessions will run from June 5th to 23rd here at the West Houston Institute. Check our post after the show for registration info.
We've also got student success coaching. HCC's online-only students are able to get student success coaching as a new and free student service. It's available to them. It's a grant-funded initiative, and it helps assist our online students and increases matriculation through a more hands-on approach in some select classes. We've got some information in our post after the show where you can learn more about that. And if you want to go to HCC, Nick, we're asking all future Eagles to tune into our virtual information sessions.
That's right. The HCC admission advisors are calling all future Eagles. Starting your higher education journey can be intimidating, so HCC is here to help with the virtual information sessions twice a month to help you get registered for summer or fall classes. HCC admissions advisors will help students apply, secure eligible financial aid, decide on education and career pathways, and connect students with the support services they may need. Check our post after the show for details.
Okay, and today was Mental Health Monday. We had a special guest on earlier, but May is Mental Health Month, and HCC is offering assistance. Again, since May is Mental Health Awareness Month, HCC reminds our faculty and staff that it provides resources to help them through the Employee Assistance Program, better known as EAP. They can have confidential counseling services. The EAP is a resource for managing challenging employee relations issues such as workplace conflicts and substance or alcohol abuse. We'll have a link in our post after the show, but you can also check your emails for helpful videos. And it's that time of year again. We're already talking fall 2023, right? You can get your classes signed up for right now, Nick.
That's right. Fall registration is open. not to forget that summer registration is open as well. So hurry if you want to secure your course, your professor, location, modality. All classes offer in-person or online options. We've got online anytime classes, online on a schedule classes. We've got in-person classes. We've got hybrid classes, hybrid labs, you name it. Different sessions, different modalities, different campuses. We've got classes for everyone. So to learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply.
Now is the time to apply, especially if you want to get a head start on it, because I know classes do fill up fast with certain professors and certain locations. So make sure you do that. Okay, tomorrow, Tasty Tuesday. Excited about this one. We're honoring Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and we've got Flippin' Patties joining us on the show. Boy, they've been getting a lot of press for years. They're a Filipino burger joint and much more. So check them out. And also for AAPI month, we'll focus on our international student program with its director from India himself. He'll be here tomorrow. All right, Nick, thanks for being here and guest hosting with us on this Monday.
Thank you, Todd. I'll see you next time.
All right, and we'll see all of you tomorrow live, 10 a.m. for Up to the Minute.